All right, hello everybody. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Non-Standard Actions Rise of the Star Lords. This is episode 8, Into the Nettlewood. Last week, we finished the Catacombs of Wrath. Jacinto nearly got his face eaten. And he found some stairs, one going up, one going down. There were blockages, there were ancient texts. Jacinto also got a super cool glove thing. And then from there we went back to the Rusty Dragon as people started preparing for a possible excursion to the Thistletop, the Nettlewood surrounding Thistletop, and ultimately Thistletop. Lahan had a heart-to-heart with her father. Finn had a heart-to-heart with Berthana. I don't know why all of a sudden my brain was screaming at me that was the wrong name. And Lahan and Jacinto went to the House of Blue Stone, met Sable Soren, learned new Thessalonian, and started decoding the data chip that they found on the ancient datapad. And I mean, that's about it. We're coming back in on the group having just decided that they were going to help Lahan with a personal matter at some point in the near future, but before that they were going to go to Thistletop. Before we get any further in, Ava, Leif, what is Ava's funniest thing that she did as a kid that her parents still talk about to this day, or would if they could?
Well, see, that's the thing. Blood Booger and Ratchet, the goblins that raised her, are dead. And she didn't have a very funny childhood, although I'm sure every time she was learning to walk and like fell on her face, the goblins thought that was pretty funny. So that probably.
All right. What about Finn?
So, Finn grew up with older sisters and brothers. The funniest thing from his childhood that his parents still talked about before he left home would be the time that one of his older sisters called him Butley, and he went and complained to the parents, and then his sister was like, no, Butley is the name of a old god. It's a term of endearment. And Finn then decided that he liked the name Butley, and went by that for about a year.
Oh no.
Before realizing it was not indeed an old god. It was just a form of butt.
Alright, something I forgot to ask Ava about. We'll do Finn now. Finn, you leveled up. Did you get anything new and cool?
I have gotten better with moving around in my heavy armor, and I am now a little bit faster.
Nice. Ava, what new and terrible thing are you going to inflict upon me?
Oh, new and terrible thing? It's not really going to be that noticeable in the long run, or even in any run, really. It's just that Ava's become more comfortable in her armor and took the Nimble Juggernaut gear boost at level 3 because it is the superior new gear boost to take at level 3.
Wait, what does that one do? Is that not in the SOD?
Oh, no. It's in comp.
Soldier gear boost.
And it's...
it's a soldier thing.
It's a...
Okay.
Yeah, gear boosts are soldier specific.
Okay.
You get them at level 3, 7, and 11, and those are really the only times you encounter them in any normal play.
Okay.
But they come at level 3 and every 4 levels thereafter. And this one just decreases the armor check penalty of heavy armor and also the move speed penalty. So Ava can move faster, so she's just going to get there quicker and just kind of murder faster. She did for her level 3 feat also take ambush awareness, which felt like it was in keeping with her ambush soldier fighting style. But that just means that whenever there is a surprise round that we miss and end up not being able to take an action, and Ava does in fact get to take an action. It's just she's got to take the full total defense action.
Said you weren't going to
that's pretty good.
inflict anything terrible upon me, but now Ava's even less constrained by her armor choices, and that's terrible for me.
Great brush.
Now we've got Jacinto. Let's see what the funniest thing that Jacinto's got stacked away, and then let's see what the shiny new thing Jacinto's got for us.
So Jacinto, as a child, was a little more technologically curious than he is now, and he actually, what happened was he thought, oh well, my Elfan is sort of, wavy and stuff like that. It's a little technological and stuff. I can just plug it into this socket here, and then it'll charge me up and I'll run really fast. And so this was before he was very wise and a mystic and stuff like that. So Jacinto plugged himself into a socket, promptly short-circuited like a quarter of the ship, and he didn't get really fast, but his Elfan was stuck straight out, much like an actual, like a fan, like it was stuck out like a fan for the next 2 days. His parents wouldn't let him hear that. They still talk about that story, more as a cautionary tale than anything.
We also learned that your parents are still alive. Ha and I think Finn's are still alive.
They are.
He's not so much.
They haven't seen him in a while, though. They don't know that he's undead either.
That'll be a fun reunion.
That's a whole other kind of coming out to your parents.
Yeah, right.
I'm undead.
Surprise! I lived a bit. Boys.
I'm only a little bit. I'm mostly dead. It's okay.
Mostly dead. I got better. In terms of new stuff that Jacinto got, at level 3, Jacinto took an Epiphany.
Ooh.
An Epiphany is a thing also introduced in Com. I feel like these were our Com characters for the most part. At least Leif and myself built characters which use new stuff from Com. And so the Epiphany is expanded skill channeling, which basically gives Jacinto, every mystic gets 2 skills that they get a scaling bonus to over the course of their lifetime as a mystic. Expanded skill channeling gives you 2 more, and makes all of the skills that you choose and the ones that were given to you from your initial connection, makes them class skills, which is pretty cool. Because, for instance, Jacinto got Physical Science is one of the Malephile skill channels, but Physical Science isn't a class skill for the Mystic, so now it is.
Nice.
So who knows? Maybe Jacinto will eventually take some astronomy classes and stuff.
Science, wouldn't that also apply to like acoustics and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, no, it would. Because it's not life science, so anything that's not life science is under the umbrella of Physical Science. So yeah, acoustics, all that. I had not thought of that. Thank you. I was thinking like heavenly bodies and stuff. The Song of the Spheres orbiting, but acoustics too, for sure. So yeah, that's that. The feat, not really very interesting. I took Creature Companion Adept, so I can tell my Creature Companion what to do. Artania. Path.
What's yours?
Oh goodness, I've been so sick. I don't have a good story.
Take something from your childhood and put it into Lehani's.
Nobody tells me I don't remember my childhood, man. I don't have any. I've never been funny ever in my entire life.
Steal one from a TV show?
I don't know. At level 3, I got Amplified Glitch, so I can shake people with technological devices that exist in the space around them.
Or your technological device, too.
You ponder on that question, and then you'll give us 2 answers next week.
Oh no.
Homework!
But teacher...
All right.
Yeah, I've been pondering it all day and I got nothing. But also,
Well, now you
my
can workshop it.
brain's not entirely here.
Now you can workshop it. Maybe Ghost could come up with something.
Yeah, you guys tell me what it is, and we'll incorporate it.
All right. So we're gonna come back in on our companions, probably around one of the many tables at the Rusty Dragon, as Lahan just shared her unfortunate news. And have at it, folks.
That's the news about her dad trying to get her married off, yeah?
Well,
Right.
her dad not really wanting to marry her off, but kind of getting in a bad situation that might require it.
Also, you know,
We'll have to
does
do
she
something
tell
about
us?
this Garnet.
Does she
Yeah,
tell
at
him?
some-
Sorry, does she tell us about the her dad having cancer as well?
Yeah. I sort of just hand waved it and said I filled you in on all of this.
Okay, yeah.
Rather than have to repeat back to you guys.
All right, then. Lahan, of course we'll help you as soon as we can, however we can. If there's anything I can do for your dad, I will.
Yeah, if you need anyone to talk some sense either into your dad or the guy who wants to marry you, I can go talk to him.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how we're gonna get him to back off, but I'm sure we'll come up with something.
Kind of a
And
glint in Ava's eye. She's like, oh, I can think of something.
I can be very persuasive. In the not scary way.
could always just
I can
convince
help.
him to leave town.
I don't think we're going to convince the Scarnettis to leave town. They've been here a long time. But maybe we can convince them it's not worth it to try to bully my father.
Yeah. Peaceful resolution would be best, but
No, I'm not talking about.
the name like Scarnetti, maybe not.
I'm not talking about killing them or anything. Just giving them a good scare and making them think I might kill them.
If we need to.
Yeah, see, Ava gets it.
All right.
So, what's
Ava,
our...
Ava firmly believes that Lahan is precious and is must be protected at all costs.
Aw.
Oh.
Will not let anyone know this, but that is what's going through her mind right now.
Just pictures of Lahan frolicking in a cartoon fashion through a field, and then side by side with that, just like pictures of like a war zone and like robots stomping over skulls.
While Ava's killing them all, yes, exactly.
Yes. Make sure that they don't get to Lahan.
All right. If you guys want to continue there, you can. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure you guys were pretty much ready to move on to the next morning and maybe your departure. I
Yep.
remember you talked to Mayor Devrin. You were going to publicly announce your departure so that people didn't panic when you suddenly disappeared, because you're sort of the
Sheriffs.
inspirational focus right now, so that people feel safe in the aftermath of the raid.
Jet, so I actually, how late was it in the day when we were having that discussion?
It was pretty late.
Before it
It
ended.
was after
Okay.
Finn came back from the theater.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you
So-
could have done something but like before that talk, if it happened after the theater date. Like you had several
Or
hours.
if it could happen early the next day, that's all right with me. I think I figured out what I want to do with those tick parts finally.
Oh,
Okay. Let's find
yeah.
out.
How
I've been
exciting.
waiting.
Yeah, no, that hand axe kind of gave me an idea. The one that we got, the new one,
Yeah.
it seems a little garish. So Ava's gonna go ahead and actually let that one be sold so the party can have the credits for it, and just instead have her hand axes basically upgraded into the tactical hand axe version.
Okay. So we've got some thick carapace hand axes.
Yes, exactly.
Not garish at all.
Nice.
Not at all. No. Just
Probably
like a
fairly
very
brutal.
dark, gleaming red hand axe head, I would imagine. Set in some sort of like dark wood, probably a mahogany or ebony.
I was gonna say maybe they broke off and used some of the spindly little legs as the handle. If you said something, Leif, you're muted. I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, that sounds beautiful. Exactly. Perfect.
Something a little bit primitive and brutal and terrifying. It seems to fit
Precisely.
your aesthetic.
So it's just bumping those up from D4s to D8s is what it's doing.
Nice. That's
Now
a great
I'm gonna
damage
be even
boost.
more terrified of
Wait,
you.
did I say
at 20.
D8? I meant D6.
Oh, okay.
Still more terrified.
2 more terrifying.
I will say if you're gonna go do that in the morning, you're gonna go to that smithy to talk to. Wow, I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. The guy that at the Red Dog Smithy. I could look it up, but I don't think it's that important. As
Nah.
you're going to that smithy, Naffer Vosk. Do you remember Naffer Vosk?
No.
Naffer Vosk was the gentleman who was trapped under his bookcase. He was the gravekeeper.
Oh, yeah.
He sees Ava walking the streets, and I'm presuming that Ava is fully kitted out with her entire jangly arsenal, because I can't imagine her without that.
Always.
He sees Ava, and he just sort of like waves, in a friendly manner, because you helped him, and he's just genuinely a nice person. And as you walk by, he glances to the side and he sees your fancy new Dashko strapped to your back. And he freezes and he exclaims, "Where did you get the Spear of Fates?"
Ava just kind of keeps walking, doesn't register for a second that he's talking to her, and then realizing that there's actually no one else really around, kind of turns and looks at him and says, The Spear of what?
You don't know about that? That looks exactly like the Spear of Fates. And he will reach in and pull out his comm and pull up a hologram. And the hologram is Edros Varanus holding the Spear of Fates. And it looks almost exactly like the Dashko that you have now, with a few minor differences. Yours obviously does not have the ability to discharge, I believe, plasma. Yours looks like a slimmed down, trimmed down version. But they obviously are of the same make and manufacture.
Dang.
But it's not the same one that killed your previous self.
Oh, I forgot all about that. That was such a beautiful moment.
I'll never forget that. That was one of the funniest things.
Oh. All right. Press F for respects, folks. And moving on.
Yeah, Ava can do with that what she will, but she's... I don't know.
Ava
I made that mental connection when I saw... I established how old that Dashko is. And the Spear of Fates was this big thing with mysterious past, and I felt like it would be kind of fun to tie them together.
Ava just kind of stands there, dumbstruck, like just not knowing what to make of it, and says, like, "Is that good? Is that a good thing? Like, I'm a little busy right now, but perhaps you and I can discuss this Spear of Fates later. Maybe the significance of it, and you can fill me in a little bit more on perhaps if this weapon here has any special properties."
He's just gonna sort of nod in a sort of dazed fashion, and you're not gonna get much more out of him because he's kind of awestruck. He was not. I mean, he's a follower of the very same deity that Edros Varanus is a champion of, and he sees what he thought was almost a holy relic at this point, walking down the street in the hands of someone he's known for a very long time.
But after she rounds a corner and is not near anyone, actually takes part of her cloak and wraps it around it so it's not visible anymore.
Okay. Nice, Nick. All right. Yeah, and you can make that purchase, and we can fast forward to you guys all meeting back up again, unless anyone else has any little individual things they want to do.
No.
Right.
I suppose Jacinto goes out real quick thing and buys a pet carrier armor upgrade for himself, because he's just sort of been leaving Artania in the inn at the Rusty Dragon. He's been leaving him in his room, and he wanted to take Artania out to Thistletop.
I've been wondering about the spooter.
Yeah.
When you said buy the pet carrier for himself, I thought you meant to put on Finn's armor so that you could crawl inside.
It does hold one tiny creature. That's the thing.
We could have a carrier on a carrier. He could carry the spider. I could carry him. We could just have a stack.
Carryception. Yeah.
It's adventurers all the way down.
This goes back to a fantastic idea that Seth would never let us run. We joked about it. One person playing a Morlemaw and the other 4 playing Stellafera, and all hopping inside of pet carriers, and the Morlemaw just wades into battle, and the Stellafera pop out of the doors and shoot things, and then pop back inside. And it's a fantastic idea, and one day I will see it come true.
We'll do it for a special.
Oh, I think so. I think that's a great opportunity, actually.
All right. Yeah, so, Ava, you're really the expert here. You know that the Thistletop tribe resides at the Thistletop, just off the Nettlewood. The Nettlewood is in a densely overgrown forest. It will be a slog to get through. You'll have to go through the Nettlewood on foot. And Thistletop is jutting up and out of the nearby ocean, and sort of adjacent to the Nettlewood. It's almost its own thing, because the Thistletop itself looks suspiciously like a crashed starship that's just been overgrown with debris over time. And so you could approach by sea if you had access to some boats or a ship or something. Or you could make your way through the forest. You've got options.
Would of course suggest going through the forest as the best option, purely because it would save money. You don't have to pay some silly boatman to take you halfway up the river when you can just as easily make it up there with your own 2 legs. and a survival check that is with a bonus of 8.
And has Finn shared that you guys now have access to a car?
Gonna mention that. So his name is Aldron. Is that a creepy
Aldern.
Aldern. So Aldern actually left us the SUV we were driving around, and I don't know if the path is big enough for us to go with that, but it is something that we have now. Ava?
Other way it should be big. We should be able to make it at least part of the way with that, I imagine. Maybe as we get closer, we even if we can drive it through, we might want to dismount, though, just to conceal our approach.
Yeah, we can always stash it somewhere safe.
Oh.
I won't be
sounds
super
great.
broken up if we lose it. It's not like it cost me anything.
Cost you
It's true.
some uncomfortable moments is what it cost you.
Well, I'm
Well, maybe
watching that Catman anyway, so out of character.
So I'm moving us to a map of the Sandpoint hinterlands. You can see Sandpoint to the northeast. There's the Pyre to the south, the old light just off of Sandpoint. And I've got little goblin tokens at various locations, and those are the locations of the various tribes, because this map is sort of representing Ava's knowledge of the geography and her knowledge of the goblin tribes.
Hey, there's a Foxglove
Okay.
River down there.
Is there?
Yep.
I wonder if that's where the,
Foxglove River, sure enough.
I wonder if that's where his estate is.
Yeah, Foxglove Manor is down there
I see.
too, at the end of the river.
Foxglove Manor, yeah.
I have to go there eventually.
Oh, that must be a lovely location.
Yeah. We're off on its own down there.
Let's see. So we are. Why am I not seeing? There we are. We're Sandpoint. So we're gonna need to yeah.
But it looks like we can take the road most of the way there.
Exactly.
And then probably stash our SUV off in the woods a little bit and hike the rest through the woods.
Indeed.
It's an exploration buggy. It's not quite an SUV, but yeah.
Our four-wheeler.
Yeah,
So it's more of one of
basically
those-
a small Jeep.
It's a
Weird. I was gonna say one of those
exploration.
weird 8-wheelers.
it's a
like
EEB, an exploration
Yeah,
something buggy.
It's like a Mars rover, but I think probably looks pretty fancy. I imagine it looks sci-fi.
It's a space jeep.
Space Jeep. Yep,
Speep.
A speep.
it's a speed.
Ah.
So
Here at
it
Non-Standard
doesn't-
Action do love our portmanteau.
It's only a 6-mile journey, so if you guys had walked, it would have been about 2 hours. In the vehicle, not super long to get up there. Even with the road, though, it's not. It's the Tickwood, I think, took you 45 minutes because despite the road conditions aren't super great, so it's probably a little under 2 hours to get up there. Because this road isn't like a paved road. It's a path that people have trod upon with their vehicles enough times that the dirt's gotten packed down and the bushes haven't grown back in. And you get up there, and again, you're not going to be able to penetrate the Nettlewood. It is super thick. It will require a survival
Dummy
check to
thick.
even... Yeah, it's dummy thick. It's gonna require a survival check to even see if you can find a route through. Otherwise, you're gonna be chopping, and chopping will take forever.
Ava's got us.
Jacinto will aid, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Ava would love a reroll if we've got a reroll.
We do have a.
I bought us a nat 20 as well.
We're gonna save that for
We
something
got
else.
but we do have a reroll from Ghost.
All right,
Thank
so
you,
Jacinto
Ghost.
aided with a 16.
turned that 11
Here, let
into
me aid too. What do I like? Survival?
Survival.
Survival.
Come on, load. There we go.
I'm gonna try to help, but should probably just make it worse.
Han doesn't seem like a woodsy type.
Oh, it's down the bottom. Got a -1 to that.
Oh yeah.
6.
Yeah.
Fin tries.
You bore.
Right.
I'm not a
so-
wood zombie.
You're not a wood zombie. So,
Good zombie.
oh, hey, no, come on! I want my players over here on this map now. Go all the way to the bottom in the middle, and you'll be able to see.
Oh, this is a big map.
It is
Boy.
a big map.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Sure is taking its time to load.
Yeah, it's all black for me
Yeah.
still.
It was,
There it is.
It's the
It's a
infinite
big map.
black.
well, no,
It's
it
alright.
should be black.
All the way.
It should. Yeah, all the way to the bottom in the center. That's where you're going to be
Oh,
able to see.
okay, I see.
Also, our tokens need some updating, I bet.
Yeah, we'll just
Probably.
update
If
our,
if your sheets are updated, I should be able to just drag them off.
No, all I'm saying is we have our resolve points back and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've slept.
It has been overnight. Oh, does Jacinto really only have 12? Oh,
No, he doesn't. For some reason, it's not synced to my sheet. But I'm as soon as Mozilla will let me, I am going to. Oh, there we go. Update it. No, Jacinto is standing tall at 18 stamina points.
Nice.
oh,
Ooh.
so much better.
Yeah.
You have
All right.
lots of stamina.
I should be up front. I don't know what I've been doing all this time.
No, neither do I.
So that 24 survival check reveals a path that has been hidden within the Nettlewood. And the entrance is right here. And I do need, before you start going through there, I need to roll a d4, unless you would like to do this, Leif, because this is going to determine how long it took you to find that.
I'd love to. It only took me 1 to find it.
It took you 1 hour of wandering.
That's 1. How long will it take? About 1.
One something.
Okay.
Not sure.
Thankfully, you didn't step into any poison ivy or its equivalent.
I did not.
Poison.
Space ivy.
There's a 30% chance, I'll have you know.
Mm.
So, whoa.
Right.
Okay. I lost track of Ava for a second because I'm on the wrong layer. Makes me afraid if I can't see her.
Yeah, now you're really getting in character there, Jet.
Understandably so.
The briars and thistles that grow so rampantly in the Nettlewood are even more dense and tangled here, close to the shore. Although not quite dense enough to block the sound of waves crashing on the unseen shores to the west, the undergrowth is certainly thick enough to block sight and access to the coast. Few trees grow this close to the edge of the sea, but the briars themselves often reach heights to rival them. Here, the patch is nearly 20 feet high. So these are briars and nettles, just 20 feet high. And Ava thankfully found it. What is it seems to be a hidden, disguised entrance into a series of paths that have been cut through the briars.
She comes up to it and she's just like, I remember there being a path around here somewhere. Where is it? I can't find it. And she just kind of stumbles around for an hour.
And then we find it.
One pokes the briar with occasionally. Totally useless. Completely out of her element.
This doesn't have moving parts. Where's the battery go?
This isn't mechanical at all.
No. Very disturbing.
All right. Well, Jacinto will just be keeping an eye out. Stay to Ava. But,
These tunnels, they're not like 6 feet tall or 10 feet tall. They're sized for small creatures. So, Jacinto, very comfortable in these
Roomy.
little tunnels. Everyone else, it's pretty tight. Like, I know they're wide, but they're not tall, so you're having to crouch. It's, you're moving at
Ava's
half
used to
speed
this.
while you're in these tunnels. And you're taking a -2 penalty to your armor class, attack rolls, and reflex saving throws, initiative checks, and dexterity-based skill and ability checks while you're in here.
So we're squeezing.
so
Yep,
entangled.
you are squeezing.
Or entangled,
There will be
rather.
There will be portions where it opens up a bit and it's not so bad, but the tunnels themselves, this is how it's going to be.
All right. I presume Jacinto is not subject to this because he is so small.
Oh yeah, it's super roomy for you. You're
I don't know what everybody else's
having the
problem
time of your
is.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much room for activities in here.
And it's surrounded by plants.
Jacinto, no, this is, I mean, Jacinto isn't exactly an outdoorsman, but, he does feel the thrum of life in this place. Nice place for him.
Yeah, there's probably a sort of a nice, peaceful sort of melody that you're hearing in your soundtrack.
Yeah.
So, and if you're looking at C2, it's just a description of the 4-foot-high tunnel, and it's winding through these dense briars and nettles. It's hard-packed earth for the floor, and there's patches of wiry plants growing stubbornly here and there.
Ben, come with us.
Yes, I am. I was trying to get the map to
And
update
those
on our
dotted
stream.
lines are not impeding you. Okay. Those dotted lines are not impeding you in any way. It's representing something beneath the earth.
Ah. That's not ominous at all.
I actually look like I'm right next to you guys on my screen. I think my roll 20 is being really laggy. Let me check
Sorry.
Yeah,
my...
you're still out by the sea. And Ava walked forward, and you're staring at this C8, I believe. Correct?
Tell what it is. It's blocked off.
Yep. So this is a passageway. It's closed off by a thistle door. It looks like you could open it up and walk to the outside if you wanted. Would you like to walk through that thistle door, or open it up?
Yes.
Okay. So it was actually 2 doors. So you open the first one and you come into this chamber. And then you open up the other one and it leads out to the cliffside by the ocean. And the part that you can actually walk on is the darker brown. The lighter brown is the sandy beach far, far below.
Jacinto,
The back way to get in.
Jacinto hurries along to stand behind Ava. Gosh, you move so quickly, even through these really small tunnels. I had a hard time keeping up.
It comes with the experience. I grew up in tunnels like these.
Fascinating.
Uh-oh, Ghost says, oh no, and I think something's happening with our stream.
Uh-oh, let me look at it.
Maybe. No, it looks fine. Sorry, I was double checking.
Epis keeps, her video keeps flashing.
Stream quality is good at this moment.
Oh, I mean, I flipped up Twitch and everything looks fine.
Keep that window floating
yeah,
over here.
Ava, if you want to move around that much more, I'm going to need some sort of acrobatics check to not possibly fall off the very thin ledge that you're walking on.
Am I still entangled out on this ledge? I assume.
No,
I'm
you're not. You're not entangled, but when you get to about this point, you're going to need to make acrobatics checks to squeeze through.
No, that's fine. I have a -2 to acrobatics when I'm entangled.
Yes, you're not. You're not currently squeezing.
Well, that's a 13.
Uh,
Are we sure this is a safe place to be, Ava? This looks dangerous.
It's all right.
Ava, with that 13, you don't make it through that brush. You very nearly fall about 80 feet down to the sand below. Like, very, very close. Like, part of the cliffside collapses under one of your feet. You were that close.
I'm gonna push it.
should
I
we
rolled
maybe...
5,
I don't
so I'm
know
gonna
if
try again.
I'll be able to follow you past that, Ava. We might need to find a different path.
Yeah, we might want
All right.
to. We might want to try and find a different way around.
Ava just pushed it, and Ava rolled worse.
We don't have any more rerolls.
Oh well.
I know Pathfinder 2 has a grab the ledge option. Is there a grab the ledge option in
mean-
Starfinder?
We've got a
Depends
nat
on how
20.
nice you're feeling.
Can do the fall.
We've got a
Let's
nat
do a
20. She
reflex
could use
save,
it to
maybe.
not fall, I guess. Anticlimactic thing from a nat 20, but
Yeah, let's do a reflex save.
reflex
if you want
save.
to try and grab that edge, or you could fall 80 feet. Oh,
That's
you rolled
only
very well.
8d6.
So Ava does fall. She slides off the cliff as more of the cliff gives away, but she manages to grab one of the very thick briar roots that is exposed when the dirt falls away, and she's holding on to that, dangling 80 feet in the air above a rocky beach.
oof.
Ava!
Can you pull yourself up?
Jacinto rushes over
No.
instinctively.
This is fine. Everything's fine. She pulls herself back up with a 26 acrobatics check.
Well, that would have been
Or it'd probably be an athletics check instead, but it's the same
okay.
number.
Yeah, there you go. 26 athletics check, and Ava pulls herself up like a boss, and maybe thinks,
Oh, good. All right,
Probably
you're fine.
find another way
Back
around.
Yeah, let's find a different path. We're not going to make it through this way.
You're the most athletic and acrobatic of us, I think.
I mean-
And
I'm pretty decent at that kind of stuff, too.
um,
how everyone
Yeah.
except for Finn is like, Ava is a goddess. Nothing can harm her in battle or anything physical.
yeah, let's find another way around. Because I really don't think we can all get around. Is that
No.
something that we can do? Oh,
Absolutely.
Well,
Waiting for
Ava,
you.
back into the tunnels.
back we go. See some tokens.
Yeah.
Oh,
How far back are we going to go?
You see some tokens. You see some more goblins. Oh, almost everybody went all the way over to here, Lapis.
Goblins see us yet?
Are you being especially stealthy? Because no one ever said they were.
Nope.
Mm,
no, we didn't.
Well, Ava would have warned that there are goblins in this area, I feel like but we do have mechs in here.
I mean, I'll.
What happens is you guys see each other at the same time. And let me describe these goblins before you jump to the murder, which you can do because they are goblins and Ava does hate goblins. These goblins do not look to be in good shape. They are bedraggled. Like goblin clothes and armor and whatnot is usually pretty hodgepodge, but this is like they're probably not even wearing armor. They've got animal hides sort of tied to their body with like various vegetation like roots and whatnot. Bits of fabric. They look thin even for goblins. They don't look to be in good shape. This area that you're viewing into is approximately 30 feet in diameter. The ceiling is still low ceilinged. It smells of smoke, and you see one of those little portable burners near the back up. Ooh, got a mouse over here. Back over here, and it's obviously not really something big enough to be cooking for the amount of goblins you see, but they obviously don't want to start a real full fire in here, so they're basically just have one tiny little pot and they're just cooking constantly to try and keep themselves fed. It's an even fire unit is what it is. It's sparking and smoldering. It's not in great shape, and there are tangled reed and leaf nests lining the walls. And by nests, I mean like little goblin sleeping places, basically, just sort of haphazardly made around the perimeter of this little area.
Feel kind of bad for the ragged goblins.
Ava doesn't kill them all.
Yeah. If you make a hostile action, we'll go into initiative. If you choose to try and talk to them, we can work something out there. This isn't your court at this point.
What was that?
They
leaf?
see you and they don't like.
Realized not killing them was an option.
Well, I know for Ava it would be a stretch, but they see you and they probably grab like little broken pieces of metal that are not even up to the quality of their dog slicers, which are garbage to begin with, and they stare at you apprehensively, and they don't attack you.
They don't.
And they're really eyeing Ava.
Can I do a? Do you have to be aiming at one person with an intimidate? You can't do a group, can you?
We need like beats, I think, too, first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess, okay, so what is our actual goal as a party going to this forest? We're trying to find information on the
The
assault
attack.
on Sandpoint?
So they're planning a
Yeah,
bigger
it's totally
attack,
Yeah.
and we want to prevent that.
Okay. I mean, if we want to try and talk, Jacinto will step forward and say, hello. So we're here from Sandpoint, and we're trying to figure out where would we talk to your leader? Who's in charge here?
You see them whispering amongst themselves and staring terrified at Ava. And eventually
that's my friend.
They start shoving at each other. Then they start looking terrified at you. They start shoving each other, and eventually one of them is shoved forward and sort of reluctantly drags themselves slightly closer. And they're just very nervously holding on to what's effectively like a shiv. And they don't know what to do with their hands, and they're like trying to put it behind their back 'cause they don't want to make you mad, you know. Our leader isn't here right now. They tend to sleep over further to the east.
Huh. Who is your leader? Sorry, I just went into my goblin voice. I'm sorry. Who is your leader? That was weird.
We
Yonk
follow
just came out for a second.
Gogmert. And Ava, when you hear that, because this goblin is speaking common, I don't know if you've reviewed your knowledge of goblins that I had sent you so many months ago, but that's not one of the chiefs of the local goblins, and that is especially not the chief of the Thistletop goblins.
Does Ava say anything about that?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Relays that information to the group.
Okay. Gogmex. Interesting.
Gogmert.
Gogmerk. Sorry. Okay. What species is Gogmerk?
He's a goblin.
Oh,
What do you mean?
okay.
What species is he?
Well, I don't know. I mean, some people follow. You know, your leader doesn't have to be a goblin. All right. Well, do you think you could go wake him up? I don't know. This is kind of important. We're trying to stop. Well, we're trying to stop an attack on Sandpoint.
The Tall Folk Town, huh? Yeah. No, there was an attack recently. A bunch of us died.
Yeah. We were there. Yeah.
Finn's gonna step up.
Might actually be the ones that stopped you all from destroying the town. Come to think of it.
Why do you travel with that monster? And he'll very, very cautiously point at Ava. She's the destroyer of hope. She's the living genocide.
Cinto looks sort of like that meme, you know, the look to the side and then look straight ahead again, at Ava, and says, well, she's my friend. She protects me and protects us, and you know, makes sure that we all get home in one piece. To be fair, you all are the ones that have looked like monsters to the people of Sandpoint. You attacked their town. Did you do that?
To be fair, when I said we attacked, I meant the tribe. We specifically did not attack, and that's why we're out here and in the condition we're in.
Are you being punished?
We've been exiled from Thistletop proper.
Oh, interesting. I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But
well, hey,
if you promise to leave my friends and family alone, I will take you to meet Gogmert.
Now, are you ending that with a T or a C sound?
Sorry.
E.
Gogmert.
Okay, Gogmert. Thank you. Sorry, I was internet connection. I think I was hearing Gogmerk with a C. Okay.
Sounds like a
So,
good plan.
yeah. Friends, what do you think? We can spare a few goblins if they'll take us to their leader, right?
These guys look scruffy anyway. If they turn on us, we'd have no problem taking a handful of them.
That's true. We dealt with more than them
they'll-
at the factory.
I'll say they, because I have no idea what gender this goblin is. They will look at you nervously when you say that, but most of their focus is on Ava.
How does Ava feel about this
Anytime
plan?
Ava moves, twitches, looks intently at them, like they fidget, they get even paler. They are nearly white as a sheet, and you can see their knees trembling.
Yeah,
Ava-
if they betray us, we'll just stick Ava on them.
Yeah, Ava kind of like with a hand axe in each hand, just kind of looks the goblin up and down, looks at the blade of one of her axes, and then just kind of twirls the other one around, puts them away, and says, "I suppose if you all believe that this goblin can get us there safely, we should at least try." And then she looks and addresses the goblin directly and says, "But if you try anything, I will kill you first."
New condition. She has to walk as far away from me as possible.
Oh, I'll be at the back. Don't worry. But and she'll quick draw an axe and throw it like across the grove and sink it into a tree. And say, "Don't worry about distance. It doesn't matter how far away from me you are. I can still kill you."
When you say that, their eyes will roll in the back of their head and they will faint.
Ava,
very
we need this
Dang,
guy.
Ava.
That's all right. I have this effect on goblins. I know how to take care of this. And she retrieves some smelling salts from her bag and uses them as part of a medicine check. Oh, only a 9 to wake this goblin up.
You wake it up, but I feel like you bungle it and you just shove it in its nose.
Just dump some smelling salts up its nose.
Yeah, you use it very incorrectly, and it wakes up and it's like its nose is burning, and then it looks up at you and it's like, "Ah!" And eventually they're screaming and freaking out for a while just over random things, and then they calm down and they're like, "Okay, let's get this over with. Let's go see Gogmert."
I was going to say this would be a nice way for us to also not expend resources or tire ourselves out fighting the plebs. That's why we're fresh when we go fight the boss or whatever it is.
Yeah,
What's a pleb? I'm not familiar with that word.
You're a pleb. Take us to your leader.
Finn chuckles.
So super handsome and awesome. Gotcha. That's what I am. Up. And it starts walking this way. It walks you through here, and that I'll give you a little description of what you see when you walk by, because there is a giant gaping hole. Fitting. This is one of those brief moments in time when you can stand up straight, medium folk.
Nice.
You can see bits of the sky, and you can stand up and stretch your back out. But on the ground there, it's trampled dirt, and the western part of this opening, you can hear the distant sound of sloshing waves echoing up from that hole. It's continuing to walk through, but I just wanted you to know what you're seeing. And it gets over here, and if you follow, you will.
Mm.
And they are staked out in like dog run style, very much like sled dogs would be, I imagine. But these accompanying these this barking, and it's not like crazy barking, it's not hyper aggressive barking. It's like, hey, there's things, there's people there. Hey, hey, hey. It's accompanying that is the sound of buzzing and droning. And if you look over there, you see just big fat bees floating around these Tashtari. And if you look even closer, you can see what looks like honeycombs, beehives almost, growing out of their torsos. And you can see bees going in and out of the Tashtari and just like drifting around them lazily.
Well, that's new.
Baby's fist, still way too big for a bee.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What are you?
Let's
What are you
not
all
figure out
doing?
who's lurking.
What are you all doing with those Tashtari?
Oh, stream just went out
Look
on
very
our side.
proud and be like, those are Gogbert. What happened?
Oh, it's fine. It's back. We just had to be right back.
Okay.
Sign for a second.
Okay. Gogmert has been breeding a special line of Tashtari. These are more adapted to the area. They help the brambles grow by, cross-pollination when these brambles flower periodically. They're excellent for the environment in this area. Also, they don't breathe lasers, so no fires, potentially.
Oh, that's oddly not destructive. What do they breathe instead?
Pheromones that cause the bees to attack.
Oh, so they breathe bees. They breathe bees.
Sort of.
Huh.
I mean, they spit some phlegm at you, you smell real bad, the bees go crazy, and then usually at least one of them will launch out and attack you.
Wow. Have you tasted their honey? Is their honey any good?
These are pretty young. Their hive hasn't fully matured yet. We've been just letting them do their own thing right now. We don't want to impede their growth at the moment.
I
But
see.
you should see Tangletooth. That's Gogmert's animal companion. They were the prototype. They were the first of these new Tashtari. These I have been calling them Beatari because I can't think of another name for them. But he keeps that honey to himself, since that's his special companion. But when these things fully mature, they're for the rest of us, the tribe.
Interesting.
Rip Nugget didn't like the idea. Rip Nugget kept the original line of Tashtari. Called Gogmert
Was
a
Rip
fool
Nugget
for
fool?
Yeah, he called Gogmert a fool for wasting his time on this project.
What does Rip Nugget weigh into it? Is Rip Nugget a leader as well, or
Of the Thistletop goblins? He's the one that exiled us.
he's he's the chief. I thought you said Gogmert was your leader.
Yeah.
We are following Gogmert. We disagreed with our chief. We did not participate in the attack on Sandpoint.
Oh,
And
okay.
Gogmert was
So
not behind. Gogmert did not agree with the attack on Sandpoint. He was the chief's spiritual advisor for many years. But then that new that Longshanks lady with the platinum hair, she came in and she sweet talked Rip Nugget, and he fell head over heels for her, even though she's hideous and tall and skinny and pale. And although she's a little bit more attractive now that she's got that one arm that's all scaled and gnarly and covered in like red flesh and talons.
Okay, that sounds important. And Jacinto looks back to the party. That's the lady. It's the girl
yeah.
that disappeared from town. Walia. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Well, guess we should talk to this Gogmert, and then we'll go over and see Rip Nugget.
Is
Gosh,
Good luck with
who knew
that.
goblins had so much drama?
ask if the girl is still around. It'd be nice if you could find Nualia as well.
Is the hideous lady still around?
Yeah, she's got a couple other longshanks in there with her. They've taken up residence deep underneath our little fortress that we put together there.
Hmm.
She's got Rip Nugget wrapped around her finger.
You know what?
That doesn't sound like
La-
great affairs.
Yeah, we might be able to help you with that.
That would be great because right now Rip Nugget and the rest of the goblins kind of suck Fleam.
Yeah, that's a very interesting idea. All right.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Petra.
Being a good doggo. Well,
Mhm.
Anyway, follow me this way, and they'll lead you into this area where it's C6. And it's full of a cloying, musky, sweet smell. There is in one corner a sort of waxy nest made of sticks and like beehive material.
Yeah.
And sitting in that nest, head up and looking at you, ears perked forward, is another one of those Tashtari with the beehives. And it's surrounded by a cloud of bees, and it's significantly bigger, more mature than the other Tashtari, and it's got sort of a low buzzing growl. And this goblin here, this unnamed goblin, like, hey, Tangletooth, can you? I gotta see Gogmert. Can you guys stay here for a second? He'll probably let me slide by.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And he's just gonna like slide, like his feet never leaving the ground, just sliding his feet across the clearing, slowly, warily eyeing Tangletooth, and he'll get to there. And I actually forgot to generate a token for good old Gogmert, but I've got one on standby. Got one on standby.
I have to have a generic goblin token. He's closer. You're up.
Yep. And he's like, "Hey, Gogmert, we got visitors." If Finn walks forward, Tangletooth will stand up, and his back will arch, and he will growl even louder.
Finn, maybe you want to take a step back. Don't
Okay.
need to antagonize the dog.
And this poor unnamed goblin that fainted earlier is gonna be like, "Yeah, can you please talk to him? They promised not to kill everybody else if you talk to him. They do have the living genocide with them, but she hasn't murdered everybody yet. So maybe we can work out something. Okay, thanks, bye." And it'll just literally run away.
The living genocide.
Thank you.
Oh, goblin friend.
You want to handle this, Jacinto? You've been doing a good job so far.
And
Sure.
So, and this little side area, and he separates some vines hanging from the thorny ceiling, and you get a brief glimpse inside, and you see a collection of animal skulls, rib bones, teeth, other bits of sort of shamanistic decor, and they step out, letting the vines, fall back, blocking off your view. And you see before you this goblin, and this goblin is wearing armor, woven of living grass and vines. They have a fairly well-maintained pistol at their hip that does not look like it was cobbled together like the junk lasers you've seen before. And they have sort of they're a little bit better fed than the others. They're still lean like a goblin should be, but they don't look underfed. And when they let the vines fall back and they step forward to talk to you, they just do a little hand gesture, a very specific hand gesture, and Tangletooth will lay back down, and the growl will decrease in volume until it's almost unnoticeable amongst the buzzing of the bees. What do you want here?
Hi, my name is Jacinto. You must be Gogmert.
I am Gogmert. I'm the unfortunate leader of these exiles.
Exiles is partially, I think, not exactly what we came here to talk about, but I think it is what brings us together. Because, you see, we have an issue with the lady who seems to have charmed your chief. The long platinum blonde hair lady that your minion was telling us about.
Ugly lady.
Yes, the ugly lady. We have an issue with her. I imagine you might have an issue with her as well. You might not like living here in exile. I was thinking that perhaps we could work together and perhaps run her out of town, as it were. Run her out of Goblin Town. Goblin Camp? We'll take care of her if you help us.
I mean, I'm not going to pick a fight with you, but I can't go in there and pick a fight with them. I'm just me. The others, they're not up to a fight. And if I'm not here, they'll probably starve to death. Most of my time is gathering food, hunting, resources.
So, is there anything you could do for us? Maybe give us a layout of your what was his name? He walked us all the way here, and I was so rude. I didn't even ask him his name. I'm so sorry.
I don't think he ever gave us one.
What was that, Lapis?
Oh, I just don't think he ever gave us his name.
Oh yeah, no, I was just asking Gogmert.
Yeah.
His name is Steve.
Yes, that was Steve.
Steve. So Steve was telling us that you all had some sort of fortress that you live in. Perhaps you could give us the ins and outs of that fortress. Maybe there's a secret entrance or something. There's usually a secret entrance to these things. Or, security layouts, etc., etc.
All right, well, I can't go. I'm not willing to go in with you. I'm sorry. But I'll take you up there and I'll give you a little bit of a rundown of what you can expect. Things might have changed since I was in there last. It's been about a week. They booted us out pretty quick when we refused to attack that big folk town over there. All those longshanks, all those dogs.
And the living
Right.
genocide. It was a
Yeah,
very bad plan to attack the town.
She's not usually in there. She's usually murdering off in the wilderness, like smaller, more vulnerable tribes.
Oh.
Sort of gives Ava the side eye.
So if you come up here,
Stories about me are greatly exaggerated, I'm sure.
you've eradicated at least a dozen small tribes on your own. You're a monster.
Stories are greatly exaggerated, I'm sure.
Oh gosh.
They tremble, move quickly by you, keeping a wary eye on you, and they take you up to this bridge. We're burning through material.
Ava's
for
got
one
an itchy axe finger. That's for sure.
For one, I'm always in favor of the talking, because I find that it does. Well, don't get me wrong, I like a good fight, but it always leads to more interest. Like, we just made friends with a goblin. That's cool. Sort of friends, maybe. You know, we didn't kill them on sight. And that's pretty neat. Yeah.
What did we quite
You see before you is a braided cable bridge. It's spanning the gulf between the cliff and a roundish, flat-topped island, some 60-some feet to the north. There's thick patches of nettles and briars growing there and atop the island. But its most impressive feature is a one-story stockade and two 30-foot-tall watchtowers guarding the southern facade. The cable bridge itself is made of scrounged metal cable welded together and scraps of steel. The whole thing creaks and sways in the wind above the churning surf 80 feet below. And what he does is he tells you how to circumvent a trap. If anyone had gone on that bridge that was oversized small, that bridge would have given way and you would have fallen 80 feet into the water below, taking 2d3 non-lethal plus 4d6 lethal damage as you're falling into water and not onto a hard surface. So he saved you from that.
Thank you.
Beyond that, there is... They say a stockade, but there's literally nothing right there. It's just an open courtyard. There's, unless that's supposed to be the door that's the stockade. This whole structure is made of scavenged metal, probably from Sandpoint's recycling facility, and that has been welded and bolted together in a haphazard fashion. There's sheets of steel, iron, aluminum equivalents, that sort of thing, and they're pieces of starship bulkhead, probably some stuff from the scrap pile at the Valdemar shipyard. And you can tell that some of this does come from starships because there are a few nameplates with the manufacturer's name. So you see like trying to think of a ship's name. The Sea Squash Valdemar shipyard, or stuff like that. And, there's pieces that might have been internal bracing once upon a day. You see that this front area is guarded. There are 4 goblins mounted on Tashtari in heavier-looking armor. These are standard Tashtari, and they are armed with standard goblin accoutrement, plus they each have a lance.
Well,
beyond that, yeah. He's like, beyond, if you can get past those 4, that first room right there, that's the trophy room. There's some smaller rooms to the left and some stairs, possibly going up to the watchtower. If you want to get up there, get a little bit more of a lay of the land. There's probably some Man, now I'm having to look at material I didn't prep for because you blew through everything. 1 second, I gotta check something out.
Oh no!
That's all right.
It's totally fine. I just need a moment.
Once
Okay.
upon a time, there were
So-
players that existed somewhere.
I normally over prepare. This time, I guess I under prepared. Okay, so
Got it.
trophy room. If you go west of the trophy room, down a short hallway, there's the stairs leading up to that watchtower. If you get to the top of the watchtower, there should be at least 2 other goblins standing watch. I can't see them right now, but they might be hiding. I don't know. If you go east instead, that will lead you to the other watchtower. There should be some more goblins there standing guard. And you can see like the little heads of goblins peeking out and around the ledge there. Beyond that, there's a couple. There's an exercise yard in there with a little. I saw them drag a beast through here earlier. They managed to drag it through the briars across that bridge. I don't know how. And I heard it disappear. I heard it disappear inside. And periodically, we've heard shrieking anger and cries of agony. I don't know what they're doing to that beast, but you might have to put it down. You might be able to free it, and you might have an ally then. I don't know. That's on you. Beyond that, we've got the throne room. Rip Nugget tends to stay in the throne room most of the time. He's got a new advisor, and when he says that, Gogmert will spit on the ground. And he usually has some goblins just like dancing and entertaining him. Beyond that, the tall
king.
folks are yes. Beyond that, you'll have to go down some levels. I haven't really gone down there in a long time, not since the ugly lady showed up. So I don't know what's happened down below, but I know once you get down lower, it starts looking more put together. It's pretty sure that this is this outcropping, this debris is just piled on top of the wreck of an old starship. A lot of the stuff we've scavenged came from there, but when we started running out of material, that's when we started having to have people sneak into Sandpoint and get supplies.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Gogmert. This has been really helpful. We will. We should be able to handle whoever's in there. And if not, I'm sure you'll never hear from us again. Thank you again.
Yeah, that'd be a real shame. And he'll look side-eye at Ava when he says that.
I, for one, am very glad that we didn't go in guns a-blazing and murder your whole exiled tribe there.
I appreciate that. I also approve of that action.
Perhaps when we take care of this old leadership, the goblins of Thistletop and Sandpoint can be allies instead of enemies.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to that. Kind of sucks out here.
Yeah, pretty view.
I like
really nice view out
the
here.
wild, but having some solid walls around me and the family would be good. Not having to just scrounge stuff out of other people's garbage would be great.
Yeah.
It is a pretty good life, and we could always use those who are handy at building things.
We are like the best engineers.
Yeah, I can tell from the walls that you built here that you've done a fairly decent job.
I mean,
We can all
we
do
did
more
that
than-
with we did that with garbage we found. Imagine what we could do if we had actual tools.
Makes a good point.
Well,
Um,
when we come back through, we'll see what we could do about finding you all jobs and places in town.
Sure, just
Help has
just
redeemed you.
don't bring her. She is literally a boogeyman for the goblin people as a whole on this moon.
Mm,
Well, she doesn't really live in town.
I'm getting.
She doesn't bother any goblins in town. We promise.
There are no goblins in town.
Exactly.
She should stay
Town
there.
goblins are safe.
Wow.
All right, and then he'll just not be like, bye.
How are we gonna deal with this bridge?
Okay, bye. I think
Well, Gargor go to how to see.
It's a simple mechanical process
Oh, okay.
that you can, at this end near the base of the cable, you can set it up so that it can take a full person's weight, like a
Oh, okay.
medium person's weight.
I thought it was just a bad
and
bridge.
you can walk across without fear of it collapsing. However, you do have. Well, I mean, it does look bad, but it was intentionally made to fail.
Oh, okay.
And again, we're getting further than I thought we were going to get, so I'm going to start spawning some tokens.
Well, if we wanted to, we could do a
Right,
bio
above
break.
that, we have Ava and Finn run to the far end of the bridge and like hold it there, and then Jacinto and I.
I was gonna say,
What?
we could take a bio break and give Finn and give Jet a second to prep.
give Jet some time to, you know,
Look over the next bit.
lay
one.
more track, as it were.
Way to
Mhm.
go.
Yeah.
I mean, what? We never do that.
Don't give people that idea, Nick. But yeah, no, I think Jet, if you would agree, this might be a good time for us to take our break.
I'm totally okay with that.
About the halfway point.
I'm totally fine with that. I have some stuff. Sorry, this is me flying by the seat of my pants again. I have some stuff plotted out, and some of it I can pretty easily, I think, improvise because it's a lot of goblins, and I have goblins statted out. So
Nice.
Sure. Okay. Cool. Well then, yeah. Do we want to say a 15-minute break then?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
I'm into
Back
it.
at 10 to the hour.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
All right, Lapis.
Either way.
Yeah, my button's sticking. I don't know why. It's not transitioned yet. Come on, let me hit the button. live.
Hey, everybody, we're back. Thanks for sticking with us. We're gonna keep on going, and I'm gonna be improvising my way through this partially. It'll be an experience.
Don't
Once
tell
upon a
them
time.
you're improvising. Bro. You gotta act with confidence, and nobody
Oh no,
will
I'm
know
confident
the
I can.
difference.
I'm confident I can do this. It's just not as prepped as I normally.
In a land far, far away. There were players who didn't
Yeah.
pronk everything up.
You didn't prompt
There's
anything up.
stuff
It just took a hard left from where I was expecting to come from. That's all.
The thing I tell my students when they are worried about performing and stuff like that is very simply the only people that know exactly how this is supposed to go are you and me. Your parents don't have this, the score. They're not reading the book. They're not reading the music. They don't know how it's supposed to sound unless they do because it's like a winter song. But so don't worry about it. That's what I tell my
It'll be fine.
students. Yeah.
They get to
It'll
make
be
it.
great. They're awesome.
All right. So Lapis had a different idea charging across the bridge.
Aw.
Yeah.
Right?
What was the
different
idea, Lapis?
I had an idea. I don't remember this.
I said I think Finn and Ava should just go up to the end of the bridge and hold it, and then we can sort of mess with them from behind you guys because we'll have a bottleneck there and they can't get at us as easily. And then you said or, and then we never got to hear what the or was.
I don't remember that. I think I might have been talking about something different.
All right, my plan then.
Let's go with Lahan's plan.
Do we
Yeah, that sounds good. Let me cast a spell before you two go running over there.
but do we know that we're in for an attack? So far the goblins have been pretty talkative. We could try to talk at these ones too before we go on the offensive.
Yes, Lapis.
We could try. I think Ava should go first.
I think it's worth casting this spell because it'll last a good chunk of time. So even if these ones don't want to fight, maybe we'll get into a fight, and if not, more the better. I still spent a spell.
Never hurts to be safe.
So Jacinto will boop Finn on the thigh. And Finn actually grows some spines in strategic locations around, from his knees and around the elbows region and stuff like that. And Jacinto has cast Defrex Hardiness on Finn.
So my armor gets extra spines.
Yes. So the description is the target becomes infused with the resilience of a Defrex and sprouts bristling spines. Sprouts bristling spines. Say that 5 times fast. The target gains DR equal to my caster level, as well as anybody who hits you with a melee attack takes piercing damage equal to my caster level.
Nice.
So
What's your
both of those are going to be DR 3 and piercing damage 3 to anybody who hits you.
looking down at my armor? That's pretty neat.
That lasts.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was something. I like to think that I'm inspired by the natural world and stuff like that, and I was thinking, well, what can I do to protect you all? And Defrex are pretty scary, so I'll give you a little bit of that. Should last you about 3 minutes.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So have we disabled the bridge? Is it safe to cross?
It
It is safe to cross.
safe to cross, yes.
All right.
Right. Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah.
Leroy Jenkins.
Let's do initiative because
Important.
that's gonna be happening.
Okay.
Good, I did read the room.
Did it not? Why does it
That's a
always?
pretty good spot.
I wanted
Did
to.
you have your token selected?
I did. I thought. Hang on. Let me try again. I'm able to get this right. Did it do the thing?
Ooh, Ava with the natty 20.
Oh, it didn't do it. Okay,
Oh,
let
it
me
didn't do
let me
the
try one more
thing.
time. So
Are
click
you
the
rolling
token.
on the right? Are you rolling on the right screen?
Oh, you're on the measurement tool. You're not actually clicking on your token.
Oh, heck, that'll do. Okay, let me try one more time for real now. Bam! Hey, right in the middle of the two. It works. Actually, one wasn't that one.
Excellent. Oh,
But this one's better. A 4, a 1, and a 10. All of them suck.
We have a 4.
Boy, Bertram. Sorry, he was being adorable.
Never be sorry for congratulating your dog.
All right, so Ava, you guys can. I mean, you're gonna get a surprise. I don't think like they were on guard, but they're also goblins. So they're kind of like standing over there, sitting on their mounts, and just sort of
Bickering.
talking to amongst themselves, eating food, not really staring across the bridge for however many hours they're supposed to stare across the bridge. So you guys get an action.
right. Well, I guess in all fairness, I spent my action casting. I spent my action casting it on casting Defrex hardiness on Finn. So that'll be my action.
Forward. Finn and Lahan, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna move, obviously.
Go ahead and move in a bit.
And while I'm moving, I'm gonna grab my my moat and turn it into a gauntlet, like I like to do. Can I get a round of attunement out of a surprise round or nah?
Think you can? I think it's still around.
Nice.
I'm gonna say yes, unless someone says no.
And you get what? What?
A round of attunement out of a
Attunement.
surprise round.
Oh yes, yeah, 100%.
I'm gonna photon attune.
Yes, yeah, you attune on every turn, whether it be a surprise round turn or what.
Cool.
Okay. Action. Lahan, you just move forward.
I feel like I might have moved too far. Hang on. Oh no, that's 35 feet.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Oh no, it's diagonals. I can't move that far.
Okay.
I was like, I shouldn't be in front of Ava. I know that that's not right. Actually, wait, does the tracker tool count diagonals? The little, or is it just counting straight?
If you
It does.
are while you're moving your token, if you do the right click to set the point, it'll.
It is not set to count diagonal. The second diagonal is
Okay,
10 feet.
cool. Thank you.
Isn't it?
That's what I
I'll
needed.
set it to D&D
It defaults
5e4e,
Finder.
which I thought did that.
They don't count diagonals.
Well, then I should be like,
Sorry,
right.
I just adjusted it. It's
Oh, cool.
now.
Let me see where I can be then. Gosh dang it. Stop glitching on me.
Mine should still be okay.
I know it's warm in here, Bertram. I know. AC will come on in a little while.
Yeah, 35. So yeah, I can be like right by Ava. Nice.
Except you can't move across water.
I'm on the edge of the bridge. That's like a half square.
You're standing.
well,
There you
it's
go.
if I want to be in a square, like that's
If you use the if you press the alt, if you yeah, I'm just saying if you hit the alt button when you move your token, you can set it in a slightly off the square position. We know where it is, but it just visually looks better if they're on the bridge and not
Okay.
hanging on the water.
There you go.
Oh, I was more talking about this path.
They did a Herculean leap. He did. Ah!
Well, I was just counting that and then adding 5
everyone's done
for
their
the
move.
shift over by 1.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, it's Ava's turn. Ava gets to go first. You cross the bridge.
If it continues charging.
19 hit KAC for this guy on the left.
The one on the left. That, yes, that will hit. 7 damage.
Right.
Ow! It looks seriously injured. Is that your new heightened hand axe? I'm gonna take that silent chewing as a yes.
Said
This one-
yes, it is.
Okay. This one is going to lower its lance. And move there. And it attacks. Oh wow, they've changed the way their roll thing works. I am not a fan. What the hell?
Is he still on the cliff where he's standing
Yeah,
there?
he's right up on the edge. Alright, let's make... Oh gosh, why? Why did they make it more complicated? Okay, an 11 will miss Ava. Jacinto, it is now your turn.
All right. Jacinto, I guess, will also begin moving down the bridge, and will try and bop this guy on the head with a rock, with a
no.
telekinetic projectile.
Don't do that.
This guy being the goblin that has perched so precariously on the cliff edge. Where is it? Why did I not? Oh, I put okay. All right, that's fine. Oh well, that's okay because a 9 versus KAC will probably miss this goblin.
Yes, that will miss.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Then that's my turn.
Alright, this goblin here is going to move forward. And it's going to attack Ava with its lance for an 18. You were muted, Leif.
Yeah, there's
I
a
said
delay
hit.
when you unmute your microphone.
So you take 6 points of piercing damage as they stab into you from the back of their mount that's just waist high from you.
Rude.
And it is Lahan's turn.
Well, Lahan will move up behind Ava here a bit. Getting most of the way down the bridge, and then I'm gonna make Ava's comm unit start making all kinds of horrible noises to scare these goblins. My DC is 18 plus 1.5 times the CR of the highest CR target.
Is that I was looking at something in Twitch chat. I apologize.
Oh, I rolled it twice, so first one's 17, which is not going to be enough right off the bat.
Bummer.
But I could use one of these rerolls and take that 33 instead. You guys want to take them all?
Yeah, why don't you do it?
Sure. All right. Thanks for the reroll tripping. I'm going to take that 33 instead, and all 3 of them are going to be shook for 1 round, plus 1 additional round for every 5, by which the result exceeds the DC.
Oof. Lahan is right in my way now, too. I was going to try to make an argument for charging, but now I can't because Lahan is right in my way.
I'm sorry.
Side.
I could move 5 more over.
They're shaken, you said, correct?
Shaken.
-2 to everything. All
Yep.
right.
As Ava's calming and it starts making horrible, horrible noises and flashing lights and colors and things happen.
Which probably the
All
effect
right.
also just draws more attention to Ava, and the others are like, ah!
Yeah, the virus I infect her coming with just yells out, "I am Ava, the living genocide! Fear me."
Well, Finn, you got to follow that up.
That's okay. Let's see, how far is it to get up there? Yeah, 40 feet perfectly. I can only move 30, so I can move to... Can I stand next to Ava on the bridge, or is it a one-person bridge?
I would say yes. The map's a little screwy, but you could probably stand side by side.
Okay, cool. I was hoping that was the case. I said if I hit Alt, it'll...
Yep. It'll let you place it out of the grid.
Oh, I don't need to do that.
So you click it and drag it, and then when you go to set it down, if you push the Alt key first, you can set it exactly where you want and not in a grid.
My dude just moved all the way back. I don't know why. Alright, that's more tricks than I need to be doing right now. I'm going to keep it tuning.
They're still on the bridge here. Are you trying? Here you go.
There you go.
And I'm going to punch this guy over on the corner.
So you move forward.
Mhm.
Okay, the one closest to the cliff face.
Yep.
Okay.
Then I try to void punch him.
That will miss.
Yeah,
Oops.
very, very low.
You have so much damage that you can do. That was a 2.
Ah.
You did 10. You would have done 10.
We don't have any rerolls, do we?
Oh.
Or do we use them all?
No, we have another one if you want it.
Does anybody object to me taking it?
No?
I don't.
Oh,
The
worse.
fun's from Simon.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no!
Oh no!
I just can't
Please,
roll.
Simon's reroll.
It was not to be. I think that's everything you got. So next is this goblin here.
Well, I bought a nat 20 for somebody else to use, so...
It looking terrified steps forward and swings at Ava. And it is shaken. Let me toggle that on. So super, super impossible for me to hit. An 11 will miss. Lahan! And we got the last
What did I
goblin.
do?
You made all my goblins
them.
worse than they already are.
I did.
I need to see the distance. 80 feet. Awesome. So this last goblin up here in the corner, it's gonna pat its goblin's head like 3 quick strikes, and then the Tashtari will glow from within, and you'll be able to see its skull through its flesh, and it will belch a laser at. I'm gonna have it. Step first. Belch laser at Lahan.
How rude. How incredibly rude.
Does a 20 hit you in the EAC?
Yeah.
Take 5 fire damage.
Right in the EAC.
Oh, these goblins were all dumb. I forgot to have one of them make a phone call.
Ah!
Oops.
They're
Too
just
late.
startled.
It's a
So yeah, having last turn moved, thrown axe, and drawn Ava will full attack. Bad move, all getting within her attack range. Starting with the axe guy and moving on to the other goblin with the Ember Noshko. That's an 18 and then a 17 to hit EAC.
Haha!
Well-
Ha 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 ha.
Shaking
Well, that goblin-
EAC.
That goblin is dead,
Nice.
but the Tashtari lives on. Are you striking at the Tashtari then, or the next goblin?
Oh, the goblins. I'm attacking the goblins.
17 will hit for 8. All right. So yeah, you ended one, cleaving it in twain, leaving just 2 charred stumpy halves of goblin, and then slice into the next one. It is the goblin precariously on the edge of the cliff's turn. They're still shaken until your turn, correct, Lahan?
Yeah, it's a whole round. Plus 1 round for every 5 at which I exceeded the DC.
You got a 33. What was the DC?
18 plus the 1.5 times the CR of whoever's the highest CR. These guys.
Imagine they're all the same.
3 goblins, but they're probably all the same.
So 3 turns.
Ha! Ha ha ha!
Oh gosh.
It is going to
The rest of their lives.
Yes, probably. Strike at Finn. 7 will miss. I should have full attacked. But the Tashtari will attempt to bite him. Tashtaris can bite. It's not what they're well known for. An 8 will miss. So
Yep.
that they're not working optimally as they're standing on the edge of a cliff and they realize that that's a bad decision and they're trying not to fall off. And it's now Jacinto's turn.
All right. So Jacinto will continue working his way up the bridge, and he'll stand next to Lahan, and I guess he'll make another telekinetic projectile at. We'll do the one on the edge of the cliff here again. That's another 9 to hit KAC, and I yield my turn.
Put your move action in the dumpster for Herald to nom on.
Oh no, I moved. Herald ain't
you
getting my
moved.
move action today.
Okay. Well, this goblin is dead. I'm going to delete them off the tracker. It's Lahan's turn.
All right. This time, I'll go ahead and I'm going to combat track the goblin that's furthest back and take a shot at it. The only one that is not shook, for the record. All the rest of them are still shook by Ava's comm unit screaming about being the living genocide. Oh, that's a 22 to hit.
Nice.
6 piercing damage.
It's the one further back that took the laser shot at you, correct?
Yeah, it was. Retaliation is mine!
You,
damage.
you hit them low on the torso, and they slump over a little bit, but sit back up with struggling to do so.
Take that
And
goblin.
it is Finn's turn. This is your third round of attunement,
It
Finn.
is. I'm very aware of this, actually. Thank you for mentioning it. Alright. So, I can't move through spaces that enemies are in, but I can move through spaces that allies are in.
You can move through spaces allies are in, but not through enemy spaces, unless you make a very difficult acrobatics check.
That's fine.
Probably
5.
impossible with 5
10.
enemies.
Oh, come here. I don't want us to be right on top of Ava. Come here, token!
Yeah, the Tashtari also have attacks of opportunity, come to think of it.
Oh, wait, no, there's Tashtari there, too. Heck! Oh, I wanted to jump over all of them because I could hit everybody, but I forgot there was a doggo there, too. Ah, I moved Ava, too. Where'd Ava go? She stuck to me. How do I unstick our tokens?
You could go this way. Ava was right here.
Can I go through
there
those
you go.
bushes?
Yeah.
Wait, are those not bushes? Are those not solid? Can I go through that square? Jet.
It's light bushes. Like you could move through
Oh, nice.
theoretically.
Cool.
You get an attack of opportunity
That's fine. I don't care.
from
All of them.
all of them, I think.
15,
5.
Okay.
20,
I mean, he's got DR.
25.
He's got DR and does damage when he takes damage.
Uh-huh. I don't really care.
Okay. Well, 3 Tashtari bites, a 13, an 11, and a 13.
Perfect.
So I think those are all misses. And the tactical lance.
13 for which one? EAC or KAC?
7. All KAC.
Okay, KAC
and
misses.
the final one, which is the only one I think that hits, is the 21
Yes, it does. Gimme.
for 4 piercing damage.
Nice. Good work.
And you have DR3,
So that's
Well.
1.
which shrugs off the first 3 points.
Alright, and now that I'm right here,
And then that goblin, better yet,
Damage.
takes 3 points of piercing damage.
It is almost dead.
so
It is almost dead.
I'm just barely gonna miss the guy in the back, but I'm gonna do my supernova right here, and I'm gonna get all 3 of these guys in it.
Well, all 5.
Yeah, and the doggos.
Yeah, there's Tashtari. Although, meta knowledge, they might have some resistance.
So I get 3d6s, and there's a reflex save for half.
All right. So
4d6, we're level 3.
Oh, alright.
Plus 1 for being photon attuned, because that counts for supernova.
Oh, does it? Oh,
You
just
are
plus-
photon attuned until
yeah,
after you
yeah.
use supernova.
Just plus 1 for it. I thought you were saying plus 1 more d6. I'm like, what? I got you.
Oh, no, it is plus 1 more d6 as well.
Yeah, no, I got plus
'Cause
1 more
it's
d6 for
your-
the level.
It's your level plus 1.
No, I got that.
DC?
Yeah.
13 or 14 now.
14. If I'm not mistaken.
So
Didn't
one
we build this into your
goblin.
sleep?
I can't find it.
Well, one of them succeeds, and they've got 15, so 7 damage. The
That's some good damage.
The other one takes a full hit, and it was the one that only had 2 hit points left. It is incinerated,
Nice.
and now I got to roll for the Tashtari.
I go over there, and all of the brightness that's been building up in my gauntlet and my mode explodes out, catching the goblins and the Tashtaris in the explosion.
Haha.
Can't let Ava have all the kills.
So
Gotta remind y'all that I can
one
kill
will
things too.
succeed and take 2 damage. And the others will fail and take 10 damage.
How are you getting 10 for half damage? The total on it is 15.
They failed, so they took the full amount, but
Okay.
Tashtari are resistant to fire damage.
Oh, I dig it.
And I believe that was your whole turn.
Yep.
And it's the dead goblin's turn, so they rot. And then it's this goblin that's further back's turn. Further back. Yes, they do not like you, Finn. They are going to
Yes.
move up here,
Come at me, bros.
and they are going to attack you.
Is it weird that I'm so excited when Finn gets attacked now that I cast that spell on him?
Well, I like being attacked too. I built my character for getting
No.
attacked.
No, not at all.
I rolled a whopping 4 on the die for a total of 10.
Nope.
So I feel like I probably missed your KAC.
You want 16 is what you
And
want to hit
it's not
me.
Ava's turn.
Ava's gonna go ahead and just single attack against the goblin that's still in front of her. Oh, only an 11 though.
That will miss.
That's okay. And as her move action, she's gonna put away her Doshko and for her swift action, draw 2 hand axes.
The hand axes are coming out. We're in trouble. now that goblin who narrowly avoided being hit by the Doshko's turn. And that goblin is going to drop its lance as a free action, move action, pull out its communicator. So, attack of opportunity, Ava.
Smack it good, Ava.
Okay.
Does pulling something out?
Hey, Ava.
provoke?
No.
I thought it did. I thought you were like, it would be the equivalent to drawing something. I thought it did.
Drawing something also
Drawing
doesn't
something
provoke. That's a
doesn't.
Pathfinderism.
Okay. Well, then it pulls out its comm, and it screams into it, we're under attack in Goblin.
I look up the rules for tax
Should I
opportunity
speak?
first. So when you
Ava
threaten a
gets a-
space, when an opponent in space threatens to cast a spell, other actions. Okay. Carry on. I don't think it does. I just looked up the rules on it.
And then it'll be Jacinto's turn.
All right. Jacinto is going to scowl at the goblin on the Tashtari and say, "Oh, you gave our position away," and is going to resume his bombardment with more pebbles. That we're getting better. That's an 11. I swear, one of these days I'll be combat effective.
Someday.
Someday,
That does miss.
but it is not this day.
Nope.
And I feed my move action to Herald.
He's so happy. He was afeared that you were going to let him starve to death.
It's Lahan's turn.
Thanks.
Still disturbing. Takes another shot at the one in the back that seems to be trying to close in on Finn. Oh, I still have some combat tracking here. Ooh, it's only an 11 to hit.
That misses.
Yeah, I figured.
Finn. Oh, sorry. I jumped the gun. I apologize, Lahan.
Well, I don't really want to do anything with my move action anyway. I was
Oh.
going to redesignate, but it's still alive, so I won't.
Herald gets tasty desserts. It is Finn's turn.
Alright. I'm gonna photon attune again. So the little bits of light start sparking back in my gauntlet once more. And I'm gonna full round attack against the goblin behind me.
Okay.
Come on, roll better. Gosh dang it! I just can't roll!
Oh, no.
With so much damage, but you didn't hit.
Yeah, I just can't roll today. I don't know
Holy
why.
shit. We keep rolling stuff that adds up to 11, guys.
Weird.
That goblin is going to respond with a lance to your face, hopefully. An 11.
No. They can't roll either.
I should have had it full attack.
Like
I was
first of 11.
It feeds its move action to Herald, but the Tashtari will attempt to bite you.
Herald does not accept that poisoned move action. He's not a traitor.
The Tashtari gets a 14 on the die for a total of 20, so you take 8 piercing damage, and Tashtari hurts itself on your hide.
Those spikes are very sharp.
It bites and it yelps as it bites on you, Finn. As
Oh.
those spikes puncture its flesh.
Did they actually hit me?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
the Tashtari bit you.
Oh, how much
8
damage?
piercing damage.
Okay. Sorry, I missed that.
8 before
5.
the.
So it's 5
yeah.
total.
Yep,
And it takes
And it-
3.
it did. It did take 3. Its mouth is bloody.
Ava reminds the GM on her turn that he has robbed 2 Tashtaris of their turns by removing the goblins that were riding them from from the turn order. So
Oh.
start you might want to put them on there or something. And then
Yep,
she
thank you for.
turns in full attacks. First one goes at the goblin, second one goes at the goblin too. And if that 14 somehow magically hits that goblin and kills it with a 9, that second attack will go onto the Tashtari it's riding.
14 will not hit. 21 will hit for 7, which will end that goblin.
Aha!
Nice.
Take that, goblins.
And I'll just leave that goblin on the
Right.
turn order. And thank you for reminding me of that, Leif, because I totally missed that. Okay, Tashtari. Goblinless Tashtari is going to full attack bite at Ava. Oh, okay. I'm liking the update to Hero Lab because it allows me to do multiple attacks with the appropriate penalty.
Hmm.
So, 15... 17, and the other one's a natural 1. That's the poops.
Aha! Aha!
And
You're a
this
17 in
goblin
there?
Yeah, it was a 17.
17 will hit me.
Really?
My KAC is 17.
Oh, for some reason, I thought it was higher.
Just always roll low. Or obscenely high. There's no in between.
Yeah. A 5 piercing damage. Next up is the Tashtari, whose goblin just died, the one on the edge of the cliff. It will full attack. 13 and a 14. And it's Jacinto's turn.
All right. Jacinto is he's tired of not contributing. So what Jacinto will do is
Polar Vortex.
not Polar Vortex. I'm saving that for the boss fight. That'll be a lot of fun. But in the meantime, Jacinto is now within 30 feet of Finn. So Jacinto will spend an RP to bring up his Song of the Spheres, which we haven't heard in a while.
Oh, nice.
And he'll bolster everybody with a little song for 1 round, giving them a +1 bonus, morale bonus to attack and damage rolls, as well as saving throws against fear effects,
I
etc.
could use that.
And
Never
that is my turn.
Right, it's this last Tashtari's turn, and it's going to be another round of full attacks on Ava. A 6 and a 19 for 8 piercing damage as the Tashtari savages your thigh. Lahan, almost through your stamina.
Oh man. You know what? This time, let's take 2 shots at the goblin in the back. If it dies, we'll shoot the Tashtari with the second one. No, the first one's gonna miss for sure. But 16 against that goblin in the back.
It does hit, but it's
Thanks.
still
Piercing
just
damage.
barely alive.
Oh, run! Let's get more long arm out when we get back. Should have done that.
Oh no, are you gonna run out?
Not for a little while yet, but
Finn, it is your turn, I believe.
Alright. I'm gonna full round attack at that goblin again. Second round of photon attunement. My gauntlet's getting a little bit brighter as I go in and try to hit him twice. See if I can do it. Hey! I can hit him once.
First
That's
one
a good hit.
and you obliterate that goblin. You're down to nothing but Tashtari.
I hit him off the task. It's about time!
You did so much damage to that thing.
Finn was getting increasingly more upset as he kept missing. That is why that did so much damage.
And
Yep.
the Tashtari in front of you responds by snarling with increased volume as you fell its master, and it's going to full bite attack at you.
Free action. You're next!
Oh, no. What?
That's a great ability in PS2.
What
oh,
is?
Wow, I somehow...
Yeah.
You're next.
There's an ability called You're Next
Oh.
with the rogue. It's really cool.
Yeah. So you can, after you down somebody,
Just-
you can literally look at someone and go, "You're next," and make an intimidate check. Just shake them.
Nice. That'd be actually really cool with this character build.
Yeah.
Shaken in Pathfinder 2 is also just so good.
Shaken's pretty
So
decent.
good.
And regular Pathfinder things, too. I kind of like the intimidate
17.
tree. 17 does hit.
16.
16 is exactly what you want to hit me.
Alright, so you take 4 piercing and then 6 piercing, and this Tashtari will take 6 piercing.
So take 1 and then 2.
Nice.
So 3 total.
It does not. It screams in agony as it does that, rethinking its life choices. It's now Ava's turn.
Attack. We're starting on the left again. 17 and then a 21 for 8 and then 9 damage.
Both of those will hit.
Oh, what?
It
There
is
should
just
be
barely
one
alive.
more. One more on
Oh.
each of those, actually, because it doesn't seem to be counting Song of Spheres.
Oh, I did not realize Song of the Spheres was happening. Let me turn that on.
That Tashtari is dead.
Oh.
You end
Yes.
it with a flurry of axe chops into this poor Tashtari that just
She just
wanted
gives
to
it-
murder you.
She just gives it like one of those like dual chops.
Oh! I forgot about my archetype. As a reaction, Jacinto gives Ava stamina back. And the exact number I'm going to find for you
Okay.
as we move on to that goblin's turn. Oh gosh, that's near space. All right, yeah, coming up.
This Tashtari is going to scream in anger as you've felled another one of its allies. This one a sibling, and it's going to full attack. A 21 and an 18 for 4 piercing and 4 piercing.
So how much do I get back there, Jacinto?
Class level plus charisma modifier, which is a total of 5.
Thank you. You cut me out of hit points.
And it is now
Proactive
Jacinto's
healing.
turn.
Good. So Jacinto is going to the Song of Spheres fades from your minds, and Jacinto will not upkeep it, but instead will try and smack his arch nemesis with the telekinetic projectile, this Tashtari that he hasn't hit once. It's a crit, mother pronker. 23 to hit for 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
How do you end that, Tashtari?
I'm sorry?
How do you want to end it?
Oh, well, naturally, Jacinto he just hasn't been picking up the right size rocks, so he takes this rock that's probably the size of his own head. So, like, about this big. And it bashes into the side of this Tashtari's head and sends it toppling into the river or ocean 80 feet below.
Splat.
And Jacinto looks very surprised at himself. He's like, oh,
Nice work!
All right. It's Lahan's
Yeah,
turn.
good job, Jacinto.
thanks.
It is Lahan's turn.
Oh yes. I will take aim at the one that's in front of Ava there. Scoping, sighting in on it. Get my combat tracking bonus. And pop a shot at it. 15 to hit for 6 piercing damage.
You were targeting the one by Finn, correct?
No, the one right in front of Ava.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I just missed your target. You do strike them, and you do 6 damage, and it is very grievously wounded, but it is still standing. And oh my gosh, they have an area effect ability. Why have I not used it? Finn's turn.
Because you are kind of a
All right.
one.
As the sparks within my gauntlet and my moat flare up to their maximum level again, I explode one more time.
Oh no. Why would you do that?
Oh yes.
20 this time.
Oh.
Just a second. Let me look. Okay.
Nice sound effect.
Okay, so no matter what happens, this one dies.
It's actually 21. Actually 22, because Song of the Spears.
Song of Spheres isn't up.
Oh.
Also, I'm really sorry to point it out, but those are D8s, and it's
Oh no!
4D6, not 4D8.
I hit the wrong button. Sadly. 16. Still close.
Almost as much. Yeah.
17, actually, because plus 1.
It's that one would have still died regardless. This one failed, so it takes 11, and it dies.
Nice.
Finn's tiny star in the center of his fist flares to life, and an explosion of plasma flies out from him, just incinerating the Tashtari nearby.
And as a reaction, Jacinto gives 5 stamina points back to Finn and says, "Nice job, Finn."
I like stamina.
You gain 5 stamina back. Yeah. And so those, you have both been encouraged by me. I'm going to give you a little token so we remember, I can stop this battle because we're out of battle. Because as we realized, that can only be done once per 10-minute rest to regain stamina. Nice. Well, we got some loot.
I assumed you would loot the bodies. Well, you'd actually, because you described the one Tashtari falling into the water below, you only have 3 of each of those.
Oh, well.
Rude.
Alright.
Alright.
Sorry, guys.
Wait, Tashtari's aren't even on that list.
Okay, so... It had a goblin on the back.
Tashtari didn't have anything, but... Oh, the goblin would have fallen at his feet. But you do get them all. Yeah, the Tashtari just fell. I just grouped the tokens, unfortunately, so that goblin will be there.
It's okay.
Thanks for catching that.
Hey, cool. All right.
Shall we?
I suppose they know we're here. No point in catching our breath, I suppose, unless Ava, you did take quite a bit of hits. I'll hit you with my spell.
Yeah, but it did radio its friends for backup.
We got a couple people saying the Roll20 screen
Yeah,
has not changed / updated.
I think I'm going to try opening it in window another sort of browser, because it is doing that for some reason.
Yeah, try
Oh,
Firefox.
weird.
It seems to work better for most people.
I mean, I ended up having to switch to Firefox when we started having our issues. The dynamic lighting seems to have negatively impacted other browsers.
It's going to disappear for a second. Sorry, my humans. It'll be back momentarily.
All right, we've got 20 minutes till our
meantime-
end, but I will say the next room should not devolve into combat if you want to go in there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go check that out.
Okay. So
Ava, you want to lead the way?
it is the last room that I had actually prepped for. Like, I hadn't gotten tokens on C10, but I had prepped for C10, and I had prepped for C11, and I was afraid you guys were going to blow through all that with how you went through everything else.
Oh man, we've got we've got like an infinite view going on right now because it's showing my Twitch in the window.
All right.
Weird.
So you go into C11, and C11, the floor of this room is concrete that's been poured in an unskilled manner. It's as if the builders were in a rush or had never poured a floor before. And there are a number of poorly preserved animal heads mounted along the eastern wall, while along the southern wall hangs a pair of large black wings, which I have a handout actually to show you the wings.
Gross.
And they are pinned to the wall by a number of daggers, one of which stands out as the others are crudely made from scrap. This one is actually made of a shimmering crystalline material, and it looks to be a star knife.
Hey, star knives are nice.
So,
What is a star
what
knife?
did you find in?
Tactical no-qual star knife. It's basically it's a little throwing star
Well,
okay.
that you
the
can.
huge throwing star.
It's like a
Okay, well.
chakram, like Xeno.
Ah,
Warrior
okay, I know what
Princess,
those are.
only-
Yeah. I've always pictured them as very small, but then we actually have like shuriken and stuff like that as well. So
Yeah.
I guess it's different from those.
Yeah, you can look at the art from the big bad of 118. So it shows the size.
But
Sorry.
the animals
18.
that are mounted on the wall
Murder alley.
are they're farm animals that the goblins seem to have caught and crudely taxidermied and mounted to the wall. If you want to make, I need to see what this creature is before I tell you what sort of check to make.
Okay,
Sorry,
I am ready.
Imagining mysticism.
Possibly.
Maybe life science. Probably mysticism.
They're technically plants, so what would that fall under?
Life science, I would say.
Life science.
Life science.
All right, make a life science check to identify these wings. You're not sure what these wings are. You don't know.
Anybody else got
They-
life science?
Yeah, no, I have physical science, but not life science. Not one of my skills. Sorry.
Since
all
we're
right.
since we're right at the end, do you guys have any more rerolls or nat 20s?
There's a nat 20, actually. If somebody wants to take it, it's
If
from me.
you have a nat 20 that Lapis bought us,
I mean, I'll take a lapis nat 20
do it.
to identify what these wings are from.
All right, these appear to be the wings of a Migo.
What?
Oh no,
Oh no. We're going home.
that's not good. All right.
Dwight.
By the by, thank you, Lapis, for the nat 20.
I figured we might need it.
The Twitch stream has gone black, in case you, at least on my end.
For the map?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because my map
the
is
map
black.
portion. Sorry.
It's black on my screen, too. That's why it's loading.
That'll do it. Jacinto, what does Jacinto recognize or remember anything about Migo then? Having recognized
Let
these
me-
ways.
Does he know that we need to go home before we find more of them?
Let me pull up the entry on them, and I can. Yeah,
Does
there.
Jacinto know about Migo what we know about Migo? Oh.
I mean, Tom knows about Migo. Jacinto's just like, I've heard of it before.
Migo are scientists, explorers, inventors, and colonists, as well as eerie servitors of the outer gods and the great old ones. These creatures come from deep space and view the universe as a canvas to be controlled and mastered. Their population on any one planet varies, but when counted across the entire galaxy, they are mind-numbing in scale. Although they resemble an arthropod, the creature is actually a highly evolved form of fungus, and they can speak in a buzzing voice, but their own language consists of complex shifting color patterns upon their bulbous heads.
Oh no. All
Not
right.
good.
So there seem to be these seem to be Migo wings. The only hope that I have is that these are the wings that we're identifying, right?
Yes.
The only good news is that these wings came from Amigo. Assumedly, they're taxidermied along with the rest of the things in here. So maybe that means they killed the Migo somehow. These goblins maybe killed this terrifying creature.
What do you mean?
Ava,
Maybe.
Ava laughs, like, doesn't even hide it. She just belly laughs. Very unlikely. Very unlikely.
How do you explain these wings here? I don't think they shed them.
I mean, perhaps they found a dead one somewhere?
Or perhaps we want to be speaking to this platinum-haired woman.
Nualia.
That's very likely as well, Ava.
So,
Oh, nice.
quick
We got
thing.
the map back.
Quick thing, Tom. Based on our earlier conversation, we could do something here involving Artania if you wanted.
Oh, that's a thing. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, Jacinto's not really a scientist type. He's not like a mad scientist, right? So I don't think he would really want to take these wings down or anything like that.
That's not what I was meaning. I mean, like, if Artania maybe felt a compulsion, Artania could get out of the pet carrier and maybe investigate these wings and has a reaction with them. Maybe eats a little bit of them. That could be a thing that happens.
That's true. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, so I guess Artania starts like knocking at the cage door, and then the pet carrier opens up and Artania crawls out. I know before Ghost was asking like how this works because Artania is only diminutive and Jacinto is tiny. So the size difference there is only one category. I don't know necessarily how this manifests on Jacinto's armor, but I like to think it's sort of like a backpack. Because it's like, dogs are basically one size category smaller than us, right? And some dogs are bigger, some dogs are smaller. But like, you could carry a dog around in a backpack if it was small enough.
You've got those usually like cat-sized dogs. And cats are two size categories smaller than us.
That's true.
Medium-sized dogs, though. Anyway, but and like you have that big backpack, and your Elfan's like a network of tendrils, so some of them could be assisting in the support of this weight on your back, probably helping you walk along.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, then I'll let you narrate along with what happens with Artania then if he as he goes up to the wings.
And when he goes up, you're feeling probably some confusing, almost chaotic music coming from Artania, a sense of urgency, and Artania is going to just start nomming on the closest bit of the Migo wing that they can reach. And they gorge themselves upon it. And afterwards, they fall to the ground and sort of start spinning web around themselves into a cocoon. A psychedelic cocoon. And the music is yes, the music is fairly frenzied, but you're not getting a sense of danger.
Okay. I guess Jacinto will just put, if Artania's in a cocoon now and it's not moving around, not forming the cocoon, Jacinto will just sort of put a hand on the cocoon and say, right, Artania, that was really weird, but if you're all right in there, we're gonna go on ahead because I don't think Jacinto doesn't really think he should move Artania just yet, right?
You could probably put them safely in the carrier if you wanted to do that.
Oh, okay.
You might need someone to give you a hand. Because it's a backpack, I imagine
help me.
it's
It's not that. Yeah. not that sticky. If you want to just place him in the carrier, and I don't know what's going on. He's never done this before.
Weird. I got you, Jacinto. Puts our
Thanks.
tongue carefully back of the pet carrier. Closes the little door. He'll be okay.
I don't know. I hope so. He doesn't seem distressed. More curious. So, who knows? I've never. Be exciting. Maybe. Or maybe he'll turn into Amigo.
Oh, I hope not.
Hope he doesn't turn into Amigo.
Sounds bad.
Yeah.
And as soon as you guys, close the little hatch and have that little moment, you start hearing the sound of pounding feet running towards you. And that's where I think we'll call it.
Flap,
Oh, no,
flap, flap,
what
flap.
a hair.
Goblin feet slapping on the ground. All right.
Well, good news is I have figured out the issues with Roll20. It just didn't have the right settings on it. Now it is updating live, and we should have no problems next week.
Figured out the issues with Roll20. And I'm just going to throw these in right now. You hear the pounding feet, and some goblins burst into the room, is what's going to happen. And that's what
Oh no.
next week.
Jump right
I
back
imagine-
into that.
Out the gate, a fight.
Imagine maybe maybe like a minute or two would be left of Jacinto's defrex hardiness on Finn.
Probably 1 minute.
It lasts
Because you basically
3 minutes.
you finished the fight, you walked inside, you found that cool knife, and Artanya chewed on Amigo wing and started spinning a cocoon very rapidly. So I'll give you a minute on defrex
yeah.
hide, so make a note of that. Finn still has defrex hide.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Defrex hardiness.
what do we got going on Sunday, Nick?
Let's see. Sunday, they're landing at the Steward's moon base on that the volcanic moon, whose name escapes me right now, for their debriefing with the stewards after the destruction of the Gray Base. Hopefully this is the first step towards their lives going back to normal. Don't y'all think that's what's going to happen? I bet it is.
Oh, I'm sure nothing weird will happen ever again. We definitely won't be probed a third time, right? Like that would be wild.
Probe me
Right.
once or twice, shame on you. Probe me 3 or more times, shame on me.
Mm.
Then next
I'm
Thursday.
sure book 3 is where everything just sort of goes back to normal and you've solved the whole mystery. Got it.
Then
Little slice of life, AP.
Then this next Thursday, be episode 9. We'll be continuing our assault on Thistletop. We'll try and come up with a name for that episode, but that's what's going to be happening. Do any of you have any questions, comments, shout-outs?
I don't know if...
No, thanks again.
Go ahead, Tom.
Oh, thanks. Thanks again to everybody who came out on Saturday. We said it on Sunday. I'm still flabbergasted for all the support that we got and that we brought to the NAACP. Thank you again, any of you viewers who were there, even those of you who aren't. We appreciate each and every one of you for being so cool.
And I got an email back from the owner of my company. I don't necessarily think they used our GoFundMe link, but they said they were going to match an amount. They did not disclose to me how much, but the NAACP was one of their listed charities that they donate to regularly, and they have said that they will match donations from employees. And I don't know if they took my personal donation and matched that, or if they were going to match the GoFundMe. So
Awesome.
we got
Either way,
No way, that's a win. Very cool, very cool. All right.
Nope, and my stuff was same stuff. I just wanted to shout out to the rest of the people for putting that thing together and doing such a great job on raising all the money, and thank anybody here that might have been participating in that, because that was real cool.
Yeah. Good
That
stuff.
was very stressful, but enjoyable.
Jet did a fantastic job trying to kill us.
I could have
Didn't
done
think-
better. I could have killed you
Tried
more.
really hard.
We'll
I
have to
could've
do it
killed you
again.
more.
This
Yeah,
next time I'm
next step, have
gonna
another.
take over trying to kill you all.
Oh, I wanted to take over trying to kill us all.
Oh, shit.
All
Someone
right.
thinks charity. Once a quarter.
Anybody watching? Anybody watching? Feel free to email us. Hit us up on Discord. We're friendly. You can talk to us. Most of you already do. Feel free to send us icebreaker questions. Please send us icebreaker questions. We are running through that list. We're getting to the very end. We're gonna have another brainstorming session pretty soon.
That's a powwow.
Yeah.
But we'll also shout out for, birthdays, anniversaries, y'all just want to say hi, whatever else. If you email it to us, we will read your emails on air.
Yeah, we can do that. All right. I think it's time to say goodbye to everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye to everyone.